Hey guys, it's Freddie here from Draft Nights. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? If so, Anchor is the easiest way to do so. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. There's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast either on your phone or your computer. Anchor allows you to distribute your podcast all over social media, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. You can make money off your podcast with no minimum listenership. So it has everything you need to get started. If you want to join the podcast family, all you have to do is download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. See you soon. And boom, baby, welcome to the show, everybody. How's it going? It's your boy Freddie. Welcome to Draft Nights. You can listen to Draft Nights on Anchor Podcast. You got Google Podcast, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, TuneIn, and Apple Podcasts. That means we are on iTunes, baby. Thank you for listening to the show. We have a great show coming up for you today. We're going to talk about the NFL draft that recently took place about, I think it was on Thursday, 8 p.m. Some teams made some great deals. They got some great picks, and but then there was some weird picks too that we're gonna get into. And a special announcement: we have a special guest that's gonna come on to our next upcoming show. His name is Greg Edwards. Greg Edwards is a comedian who did a bunch of different projects, as well as he has a show on YouTube with a company called Wisecrack, where he is the host of Thug Notes. And Thug Notes is it's a funny, super dope, like it'd be like 5 to 6 minute show on YouTube where it's just a gangster, pretty much, what would you say, someone who loves to read books. Like, he loves to read all the classic books, and he just breaks them down and gives you a summary of it, but like in a gangster way, which is, like, to me, that's so hilarious. Like, if I had him or was watching his show back when I was in high school, I would literally ask my teacher to summarize whatever book we was reading, and I would use word for word all of his shows and stuff like that. So he's gonna come on to the show. I'm very excited about that. We're gonna go into him, how he got started into the comedy business, and how he got into Wisecrack, and who came up with, Thug Notes and everything like that. So that's gonna be a really fun show. So I hope you guys don't miss the next episode. So today we're gonna just jump into the draft. Now, some really, really great picks happened. So we're going to talk about the first round. So in the first round, there were 4 quarterbacks that were drafted. Joe Burrow went to the Bengals. We had Tua Tagovailoa. He went to the Dolphins, which I expected. And we got Justin Herbert. He goes to the Chargers. And surprising pick by Green Bay, Jordan Love, quarterback. I think he was from Michigan or something. He goes to Green Bay. That was a surprising pick. Also in other news, we had about 7 offensive linemen go in the first round. We have 5 wide receivers go in the first round. We have 6 cornerbacks, 4 linebackers, and 3 defensive ends. Chase Young goes to the Redskins. They're gonna have a very, very good pass rusher, and he's a really good pick for any team. But the one team, which is my team, New England, we traded our first round pick to the Chargers. So the Chargers actually was able to get 2 first round picks. They was able to get Justin Hibbert, and they was also able to get Kenneth Murray. He's a linebacker. So that's good for them, man. Something you might not know is that the Patriots, we have, I say we because, I'm a Patriots fan and everything. We had about 22 picks between this year's draft and next year's draft. 22. That's incredible, man. I mean, I think we had like 12 this year and like 11 or 10 next year. And then we kept trading, so we get so let's go into some of the picks we got for the New England Patriots. Okay. We had I got just the second and third round. We drafted 2 edge rushers, defensive ends, I'm sorry. And we have 2 tight ends that we drafted. Now, we traded our first round pick to the Chargers for the 37th pick and the 71st pick. Okay. Then we traded the 101st pick to the Jets for the 125th and the 129th pick in 2021. So next year. So we get 2 more draft picks next year. We have so many picks. I mean, it's incredible. Then we have the Eagles. In the first round, they picked Jalen Hurts. He's a wide receiver. He's a pretty good player. But then in the second round, the Eagles pick up Jalen Hurts. They drafted a quarterback in the second round. Usually when a team drafts a quarterback in the first or second round, they're usually indicating or usually trying to get their franchise quarterback. But the Eagles already have their franchise quarterback in Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz just signed a 4-year contract in June 10th, 2019, which was last year. And it was a 4-year, $128 million extension, which is good through 2024. So I guess Jalen Hurts is supposed to be Carson Wentz's backup. But then again, like, you don't draft the backup quarterback in the second round. That's usually like a 5th or 6th round, But like, that was an interesting pick. We're gonna talk about Jalen Hurts in a little bit. They also drafted the Eagles, Devon Taylor. He's a linebacker, and also a safety, Kayvon Wallace. That's in the 4th round. My buddy and partner, Michael, his Falcons. Sorry he couldn't make it in today. He's still, with his family and everything like that. So his wife had some complications. while giving birth. So, she's back home now though, and he's just taking care of his family and everything like that. So we're gonna get into his Falcons. So in the Falcons, in the first round, they drafted cornerback AJ Terrell. Second round, they drafted defensive lineman Marlon Davidson. Third round, they drafted a center Matt Hennessy. It's a great last name, right? Great last name, Hennessy. And in the fourth round, they drafted linebacker Mikael Walker. Okay, so that's his team. Now we're gonna talk about the Bucs for a little bit because they're the star team right now in the NFL. Like, everybody wants to see what they're gonna be doing, especially since now they got Gronk coming out of retirement, gonna come back and play with Brady. That's gonna be incredible. They have so many weapons on the offense. It's gonna be nuts, man. Like that division is gonna be nuts. So in the first round, the Buccaneers pick up offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs, Reefs, Wirfs. I don't know how to say your last name, buddy, but welcome to the team. You're gonna be helping out to protect Tom Brady. Then in the second round, the Buccaneers, they drafted safety Antoine Winfield, and then the third back they got a running back Kashawn Vaughn. Vaughn, yeah, Kayshawn Vaughn. Right. So these guys should be good, especially when I like how they picked up an offensive tackle to protect Brady. I really like that. One of the biggest pickups in the first round was by the Jets. The Jets in the 11th round, they drafted Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton is coming into this draft with a nickname already. They call it. They say that his name is Mekhi the Mountain Becton. This guy's an offensive tackle. He made a video of himself pushing up the block a what's it called? Escalade, like a Cadillac Escalade, one of those big trucks. He's just pushing it down the road for exercise. That's crazy. That's really incredible. And now he's gonna be pushing around all these defensive linemen and stuff like that, and edge rushers to protect his quarterback. Let's talk about the Cowboys real quick. The Cowboys drafted wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. He is a slot receiver. He played like 90% or 95% of his college career in the slot position, so that's gonna be good for Dak Prescott if he decides to sign the franchise tag. Right, so he's gonna be out there helping out. What is it called? His other receiver, who people are giving him a lot of flack for taking games off and not playing so well on the road. Who else we got? Big name pickups. Yeah. Let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about Green Bay choosing to draft a quarterback in the first round. You see, Aaron Rodgers in 2018 signed a 4-year contract extension worth $134, and $134 million. And he got $57.5 million as a signing bonus. The Green Bay Packers have not signed in the last 15 years an offensive player to help Aaron Rodgers. And yet they choose a quarterback in the first round when there was so many wide receivers up for grabs. You know, this was a wide receiver heavy draft, but this makes no sense. What's Green Bay trying to say? I mean, there have been rumors where they're saying that the Green Bay Packers have been having a hard time dealing with Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers have said that he wants to retire at Green Bay Packer. Yet they still decide to pick up Jordan Love. That just doesn't make sense. Are they trying to... I mean, his contract is good till 2022. It's already 2020. Are they trying to be done with Rodgers after his 2022 season, in 2 years, so that Jordan Love could just be a backup for 2 years? What they gonna do with Aaron? They're just gonna let him walk or something, or they're gonna trade him, or I don't know what's going on. I mean, in the second round, they did give him a running back, A.J. Dillon. And also in the third round, they drafted tight end Joshua DeGura. But what do you make of this, man? The Green Bay Packers picking up Jordan Love in the first round. That just is weird to me. I don't understand. Especially how good Aaron Rodgers is, man. He just really needs a good defense and some weapons, but also his team went 13-3 last year. They made it to the playoffs. And he still drafted a quarterback in the first round. I don't get it. I really don't. I'm super confused about that. But then also the Eagles drafting Jalen Hurts in the second round, who's a quarterback. I mean, you already got Carson Wentz. And Carson Wentz, his contract is good till 2024. But for those of you listening, I'm gonna just tell you the story of Jalen Hurts for a little bit. So Jalen Hurts in 2016 took Alabama to the national championship game. And then the following year got benched at halftime for Tua. And Tua just got drafted to the Dolphins. And Tua wins that game, right? Then Jalen Hurts ends up being a backup to his backup. So he became a backup for Tua after that. Which, damn, bro, you was a starter all year until you get to the championship game. You didn't play well in the first half, so you get benched, and then from there, your backup wins the game, and then the following year you end up as backup to your backup, and then You replace Tua because he got injured at the SEC title game, and then you win that game, right? Then he wins that game. Then he transfers out of Alabama to Oklahoma and was a Heisman runner-up. And last year he had 32 touchdowns to 8 interceptions and had 20 rushing touchdowns. So he's a good player. You know what I'm saying? He's a really good player. Do you think... But what happened? Like, this guy had a really crazy journey. Goes to Alabama, wins the championship game, right? Then the following year after he won the championship game, gets benched. And then his backup ends up being Tua. And then Tua wins the game. Then he becomes a backup to his backup, to Tua, which was his backup until Tua gets injured. And then he goes on to win the SEC title game. Then he transfers out and becomes the Heisman runner-up and gets... And then he gets 32 touchdowns and makes 8 interceptions. And he ends up with the Eagles in the second round. Why wasn't he a first round pick? I mean, I think New England could have picked him up. You know? New England could have got Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts. But they decided not to do that because they traded that pick to the 23rd pick to the Chargers. But I didn't think that New England expected Green Bay or the Eagles to pick up a quarterback in the first or second round. Especially those two teams, especially when you got Carson Wentz and you got Aaron Rodgers. So maybe that's what happened. Like, you know, I think maybe New England wanted to draft a quarterback but couldn't because these two teams did a weird move. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it had to be that because anything else just doesn't make sense. And we're in New England, we're just stacking up all these draft picks. Outside of that, I really don't know what New England is trying to do. I mean, with all these draft picks, what are they really trying to do? And the Bengals, man, they knew I think they had some offers for Joe Burrow, but I think because of how many offers they was getting, they felt as though Joe Burrow was a once in a generation type of talent, and they said, you know what, man, we're gonna have to keep all these. I mean, we're gonna have to keep this pick and draft Joe Burrow because of how good everybody thinks he is. On top of that, what they're willing to offer to get him, you know. So that makes sense. I mean, they could have got, you know, they could have drafted other players, but still, you know. I mean, I guess that just shows how important a quarterback is to a team, and how no matter, sometimes when you have a great talented quarterback, you might have to And when people's giving you so much for him, you might have to stick with him because of the potential of how good he really is. Because if he wasn't all that good, why would they offer as much for him? You know? So now let's look at the division that Tua is gonna be jumping into, right? So we got the Bills, the Patriots, the Jets, and the Dolphins. So, I think Jalen Allen is the quarterback for the Bills. And right now, as far as I'm concerned, in my personal opinion, because Tua is still a rookie, I think Jalen Allen is the best quarterback in that division as of right now, unless the Patriots pick up someone, because I just don't believe in the quarterback we have right now. I really don't. I mean, your first game versus the Jets, you throw 4 passes and you throw a interception, my dude. Like, after only 4 passes, Jesus. Oh man, you're gonna have to give me more, man, to make me believe in you. Because that doesn't look good at all to me, my man. That doesn't look good at all to me. Then on top of that, to protect Tua, the Dolphins pick a true left tackle in Austin Jackson, who's a big guy, man. So he's gonna be out there protecting Tua. So it's really interesting, man. It's really interesting. Then the Raiders out there in Vegas now. So it's the Las Vegas Raiders. They out here. They get Henry Ruggs. He's a speedster, wide receiver. So he's gonna be out there burning up the joint. If he gets the ball, man, people are gonna have a hard time trying to catch him, because the guy is that fast. They also got the Raiders. They also got Damian Arnett. I think he's a CB quarterback. So they got some defense. They went for an offensive and a defensive player. And I think they're really happy with their picks. I think majority of the teams that picked in the first round are happy with their picks. You know what I'm saying? And we also have Jerry Jeudy going to the Broncos. He's a wide receiver. He's a route runner, so he's gonna be happy with I think it's Drew Lock throwing to him. So Broncos should be happy, man. You guys got a quarterback that's ready to rock, and also a wide receiver that's ready to rock with him. So that's always good. Let me see. 49ers went out and got Brandon Ayuk. He's a wide receiver. So got Jimmy G, got another weapon out there. Then also the 49ers picked up a defensive tackle on Javon Kinlaw. So they got someone on defense too. But how are the Redskins gonna do next year? But now that they got Chase Young, it's really interesting though. It's really interesting. I wonder how. But what teams got better? What teams got better? I don't think New England got better. I think we're just just collecting as many picks as possible. But also, who do I think got better? Bengals. I don't think the Bengals got better either. Even though you got Tua. I mean, not Tua. I'm sorry, Joe Burrow. But that division, man. You're gonna go against Baker Mayfield, Big Ben Roethlisberger, and Lamar Jackson. I think the Bengals are in a world of trouble, man. I really think so, man. I mean, it's gonna be, I guess, until Big Ben retires, because Lamar Jackson is like the reigning MVP right now, so he's number one. But who's like the second best quarterback in that division, right? It has to be Ben Roethlisberger, right? Because you can't put Baker above Ben Roethlisberger. So it's Lamar Jackson, Ben Roethlisberger, and who's better? Is Joe Burrow better than Baker, or is Baker better than Joe Burrow? That's like the ultimate question right now. And next year we're gonna see next year who's really better. That's the competition. I mean, I think as of right now, because Baker has more experience, I think Baker is better than Joe Burrow as of right now. But things could change. Things could change. Let's see. Who got better? Oh, Dolphins. I think Dolphins, man. I think that's the one team that got a lot better, because they picked up so many free agents, especially those out of New England. And then they draft a quarterback in Tua. And they draft the left tackle to protect him, to protect his blind side. Oh, even though he's a lefty though, so I guess his blind side would be from the right side. But I really think the Dolphins got better. The Chargers gonna get better, even though they're in the division with the Chargers, the Raiders, the Broncos, and Kansas City. Kansas City, I think, picked up a running back in the first round. Let me just make sure. Yeah, they picked up a running back in the first round. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, and the Saints picked up a center, Cesar Ruiz. So he's gonna be out there protecting Drew Brees. Only reason why I bring up the Saints is because, they're going to be in the division with Tom Brady. So I think the top two teams in that division is going to be the Saints and the Buccaneers. So a little bit of a fun fact. The Eagles wide receiver, Jalen Reagor, he has a 42-inch vertical. So this guy's going to be able to get those jump balls for Carson Wentz. So that's good for him. Did the Jets get better just because they got an offensive tackle? I don't think so, because I don't believe in the Jets quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's all that good. Let me see. I think the winner has to be the Dolphins. Yeah, I think the winner has to be the Dolphins, because outside of that, I don't see how. I think majority of the teams got slightly better, but I think the Dolphins got tremendously better. Well, the Dolphins and the Buccaneers got tremendously better. Dwayne Haskins, that's the Redskins quarterback right now. Well, the Redskins got a little bit better on defense because of Chase Young. But yeah, man. Yeah, I think the Dolphins has to be the team that got better, or slightly better. But also, Raiders got good too. I mean, they really got better. I mean, they got a speedster and Henry Ruggs. Yeah, Derek Carr, another weapon for him. I'm sure he's happy. That the Raiders didn't pick up a quarterback, because they could have easily got Justin Love or Jalen Hurts, right? They had the 12th pick, so they could have picked up either, either of those two, because it makes sense. I mean, everybody's been dogging this guy Derek Carr for such a long time. A lot of people don't believe in him, but apparently the Raiders still think he can help them in a division with Mahomes. I don't know how you're gonna compete with that, even though Jordan Love was being compared to Mahomes. I don't think that's possible, because if that's the case, the Raiders should have definitely went after him. Definitely. Well, any team should have went after Jordan Love. If he's being compared to Mahomes, man, Cowboys should have picked up Jordan Love, because Dak Prescott wants to bounce. Or Jalen Hurts, I mean, those two players was, up for grabs, but teams with quarterback issues or quarterback difficulties didn't go after them. But the teams with the most quarterback security in the whole league, Green Bay and the Eagles, picked up a quarterback. What are they thinking? What are they thinking? Trying to put the pieces together. I don't know. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today's show. Sorry for the short show. It was only 40 minutes, about 40 minutes long. Remember, we got Greg Edwards coming on to the next show, so hopefully you come in to listen to that. If you have any questions, if you want to reach out to us, we're on Twitter, Draft Night Podcast. We have the same logo as we do onto the show for Twitter as well. So you wanna hit us up there at Draft Night Pod. We have a giveaway. We have some giveaways. We have some Uber Eats giveaway, and also if you're still in Corona quarantine and you want a website to watch some movies and for free and everything like that, hit us up on Twitter. Follow the show. Give us a heart. Give us a like on any of the platforms you're on, either if it's on Anchor, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to us. Give us a like. Give us a heart. Follow us and retweet our show. And if you follow us and I'll follow you, that is the only way I'll be able to inbox you for the information on the giveaway. So please help us out by spreading some love and showing support for the show. We thank you so much for listening. I thank you so much for listening. And hope you guys take care, okay? Tune into the next show. Thank you. Bye.